got one last chance to rethink this.
Think of the possibilities.
Surrounded by supporters, let us begin.
The cruelest battles always happen in the most beautiful places. Not this time. When you're fighting for your life, nothing else matters. Until victory is won.
No jokes, no gimmicks, just combat.
You are under arrest, dirtbag.
Let's go crazy.
It's show
You got one
time.
last chance to
Ready for all of the action and all of the greatness. You're welcome to Ultimate Battle. My name is Slimo for another interesting session. Friday evenings, you know how we do it, Ultimate Battle. It's past 6, and I know a lot of people are in the chat saying, well, we started after 6 and everything, but you know, we have an after 6 athlete here, so we have to pay our respects. But apologies for the delay in the starts. We had a little bit of problems, but we are ready to go now. The two athletes are seated. They don't need any more introduction. It's the creme de la creme of Esports FC pro athletes in the country. And like I said, they don't need any introductions. I'll start with after 6 newest athletes. And in fact, after 6, they're also a new team. So we'll give them the credits they deserve for building it up. Big ups of After 6 Esports. It's quite weird saying big ups of After 6, but we'll get used to it because he spent a lot of time with Play Problems. But now with After 6 Esports, hoping that in his first competitive battle, he's able to do them proud. He comes up against somebody who is touted now as possibly one of the top 3. If you have him in your top 5 in the Ghana Esports FC players list, there's no problem with it. If you have him number 1, I can't argue with you. Fresh from Sweden, from the World Cup qualifiers, we've got OG Drizzy in the house. The Canvic man is ready to do battle. And I mean, this battle, I've seen a lot of predictions, and none of the predictions said there will be a sweep or it will end in 4 games. Everybody is saying we will go to 5 games. It tells you how competitive this series will be, and it should be interesting from here on out. Once again, my name is Slimo. I welcome you to Ultimate Battle Showdown. Big Ups versus OG Drizzy. It does not get better than this. And all of the action on Ultimate Battle. If this is your first time here, kindly hit that subscribe button, leave a like on the stream. I'll be joined by some guests very soon, so you can stay tuned for this one. I'll be introducing them when the games begin. But at this point, we'll take our first quick break of the day, and of course, when we are back, we'll head straight into the action. OG Drizzy versus Big Ups coming right up.
You got one last chance to rethink this.
Think of the possibilities.
Surrounded by supporters, let us begin.
The cruelest battles always happen in the most beautiful places. Not this time. When you're fighting for your life, nothing else matters. Until victory is won.
No jokes, no gimmicks, just combat.
You are under arrest, dirtbag.
Let's go crazy.
It's time. Like anticipated, BigUps is in the house. OG Drizzy in the house. They are all ready and firing to go. I think it's appropriate that we give them all of the accolades they deserve. And you know what? They deserve all the praises they can get because these two, I think they've done an amazing job. Big ups throughout all of his whole esports career in the country. I think he's been one of the guys that's really been pushing. He's been doing extremely well. And congratulations to him. I just saw he announced on his social media he had signed a fresh new 1-year contract with After 6 Esports. And for OG Drizzy, doing Canvic Records proud, making the whole of Ghana proud, going to Sweden, and then of course performing well. That's just extreme for them as they will be battling each other out. If this is your first time on Ultimate Battle, it's going to be a best of 5 series. So any of these guys that wins their first 3 games or any 3 games are possible. It can be consecutive or not. If it's a sweep, we don't know how it's going to happen. But if they win any 3 games, they win. That's how we do it on Ultimate Battle best of 5. Prediction lines will be open right after game 1. You know how we do it for the old comers. Usually game 1 we let you watch, have a feel of who you want to back, and then we get to go. So the timer is right down there in 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's head to action. Let's set the ball rolling. It's BigUps After 6 Esports versus OG Drizzy. The match, I mean, when we did set up these two against each other, all I thought to myself was, wow, this is actually the one thing which you can go and then say, hey, this one's going to be difficult to call. And as expected, it should be. BigUps in the all blue kit, kicking from left to right in this matchup. And for the Canvic man, OG Drizzy, he'll be in the all white kit. I'm very critical of how these two would play because, you know what? FC24, it's been a dull season for the eSports FCC in Ghana when it comes to domestic tournaments. So for even BigUps who compete in a lot of them, I haven't been able to watch him a lot. And I think on FC24, this is probably his first time featuring on Ultimate. But even though he's been a regular in other seasons and in other games, this is actually the very first time I'm watching him in FC24 on Ultimate Battle. For Drizzy, he has been here on FC24 and he's already showed us how good he can be as big as well. Playing a risky one at the back to start things off. Maybe the Ultimate Battle jitters getting to them early as Bellingham will get it. Well, Alfonso Davis. I mean, the 2 squads also look very, very juicy. For Ultimate Battle, there are no restrictions. For our new season that has come up, we just wanted to free things up and just give the players the freedom to do everything they want. And for the freedom that they've got, they will be able to control their own destiny as OG Drizzy was looking to fire up the game very, very early on as that one will be ruled out for offside. So restrictions are open. If you can use maximum loans that you can, and I know both players have understood this very, very well. And funny enough, we did, for Ultimate Battle, you can check out all our socials. We did do an extensive breakdown on Didier Drogba being one of the best strikers in the game. But funny enough, he's not here today. Hopefully, we'll get a chance to speak to one of the players on why they don't have Drogba. But I'm seeing a Darwin Nunes in there. He was in the SBCs released earlier. and he's in the squad up front for Drizzy's team. So it's interesting. On the other end, of course, the big man up front, the man with the aerial plus play style, Erling Haaland, team of the season version in there as well for BigUps, as he's looking to set up his first chance of the game over the top into Kai Havertz. Has options in front of goal. Well, that was an interesting goalkeeper movement from OG Drizzy. He knows and he's aware of how dangerous those crosses can be. Tony Cruz with a brilliant player look. See some spaces open up for Haaland. First big chance of the game for BigUps. Can't convert, but that's positive movement from the after 6 man who was looking to open the scoring. I mean, these two guys are some of the best attackers we've got in the game, so I'm expecting an attacking flurry from them and possibly a defensive masterclass in 1 or 2 games, because last week when we had that battle, it started very, very strongly with a lot of goals, but in the end, it kept drying up a bit. And I mean, that's when the series goes on. You get guys now wanting to lock up that defense and stay compact and then stay in shape. That's a poor pass from Drizzy, as Bellingham will get it now for BigUps. Sends the run of Havertz. Every single time I'm watching people's squads, when I'm playing rivals or champs, I'm always looking at the fullbacks. And for BigUps, he's still got the Kai Havertz item, the team of the season, Kai Havertz. And it seems like it's literally in everybody's team because of his height. He will be able to deal with the back post crosses, in which we are all scared of. He's also got Zanetti at the right back. You can let me know who's your full back currently in the game and what works for you. The last time we were speaking to faculty, and he said he had, I think last 2 weeks, he said he had Ian Matson, and at some point he had switched it up. So it seems like every week it's changing. There's Juan Cuadrado, the fullback for Drizzy's team, as looking to straight things up and to give the ball away cheaply. Not the best of starts from Drizzy, as he just can't seem to hold on to it. Over the top to Haaland, will knock it down. Bellingham, that's some great, great football from BigUps as you come again. Mbappe with the space and a well-deserved finish from the after 6 man who opens the scoring on Ultimate Battle. And you kind of feel like it's well-deserved because you felt it was coming that time. What we've been seeing time and time again, the lofty pass into Haaland, knock it down into Mbappe as easy as you'd like. 28 minutes gone. The after 6 man opens the scoring in this game. He kept knocking on the door with all of those crosses that was coming in, and for the big strikers like your Haalands, your Drogbas, your Nunes now in the mix as well. When they're crossing the balls into them and possibly they miss on the first attempt, usually they do not miss on the second or the third. And once BigUps was doing that, you knew that when the space opened up, Drizzy would be in trouble. Speaking of Drizzy looking to make a comeback for himself, that time the cross into Haaland, well blocked. Well, that's another way to stop the crosses. Stop it from the guy who's actually crossing it, and BigUps doing an amazing job of getting it into shape. Zanetti. Havertz. I'm seeing an extensive use of the player lock. You know what? It's one of those moves in FC24 that I feel like people have really gravitated towards, because at the start of the game, I didn't see too much player locks, but now it seems like everybody's using it, and it could create some space here for BigUps. We could possibly see 2 here. What a sequence of moves. The Coqueta into a weird angle, tried to shoot it from that angle, and it just didn't work out for BigUps as he's on the verge of grabbing the second. It's all happening now for the after 6 man on the attacking end. He's been brilliant so far. The Canvic man yet to settle into the game and create a meaningful chance. But speaking of the chance, it could come now with Leao on the turn into Alonso. Rice can't get to that as Mbappe will get you on the counter. Every single time BigUps wins the ball back, he's sending runners up front. He's sending runners where Drizzy's got to track them all the way, and it's causing some problems for him early on in this game. For Ultimate Battle, we usually know that in game 1, there's pressure on both players, but for experience, we'd probably say BigUps has more experience on Ultimate Battle because he's played more games. But if Drizzy settles into this, definitely he will give him some really, really tight competition. Van Dijk, a minute to go before the halftime whistle comes, and it seems like Drizzy is looking to settle for being just a goal down. And you can't blame him. Not the best of first half from him, as the first 45 will come to an end. Let me get into the comments a bit because I'm seeing things are getting interesting. Austin Armstrong has already predicted that the first game will end 2-2. Well, interesting. Darling Boy is asking if Demo Day studio. Yes, Demo Day. Iceman says, Massa slide. Drizzy there, Hisha. I swear, 3 raw games for the after 6 player. Hey. Boys, they talk. Where's the talk? Let's see how the action will unfold in the second half of this one. You know what? It was a slow first half from Drizzy, but sometimes great players, they need time to settle. And I know it can sometimes go against them, but for players like Drizzy, when they settle into the groove, they are always difficult to beat. And the Canvic man was about to create one, Leo just can't get onto that ball. But impressive aggressiveness from him to start the second half in this one. I'm currently watching live on Ultimate Battle. If this is your very first time here, my name is Slimo, your host for every battle that happens this and every Friday. Well, that was an opportunity for BigUps, for Drizzy, to pounce on the ball, but Haaland's positioning just not working. So yeah, Ultimate Battle, we're an esports streaming platform from Ghana. We stream this and every Friday, same time, 7 p.m., 6 p.m., 8 p.m. We are always live. You can check us out if you're in for some premium gaming content and esports content. Layout went high up the field. Well, speaking of the man I'm speaking of earlier, Didier Drogba now introduced into the fold and was looking to use the pace and power to get some space and open it up for Drizzy. Haaland. R9, who's been quiet so far for BigUps, sends that run of Bellingham. Immediately he sends the run of Bellingham. Drizzy is trying to track all the way back, and it just kind of opens more space for BigUps as he's looking to exploit. But that's a very, very weird one. 2 players clashing into each other. But you know what? If you've been playing the game for a very long time, you know that it will always come up sometimes like this. I told you guys I had a guest in the studio with me, someone to do another tactical analysis. From Play Province, we've got Dubai in the mix. Shai Dubai, what's up? How you see the first 60 minutes of the game?
Charlie, bro. The game, I did say Drizzy, they lack some match sharpness. They say he did in front of Goa. Like, he get the idea, but he did lack the sharpness. You know,
so you think
moving hands
a few minutes into the game will probably
so I think say probably like game 2 we go see him better.
And what do you make of all of these player logs that BigUps is seeing? Because it seems like every single part there's a player log.
Yes. I think that's his style. It's working for him, so
like it's working so well because he even gets players that are not in good passing positions into good passing positions and then create a very good pass from himself. But what do you guys think? Is Drizzy lacking a little bit of match sharpness? Is he a bit rusty? Do you think he needs more minutes to get into it? You can let me know in the comments for this one. Haaland on the turn out for Drizzy, getting into the groove, and he just gives it away. Things not just coming all together and attack for him, and he could pay for it with this counter. Haaland has men up front. Can the after 6 man make good use of this one? He wait for more support and find Cruz. Bellingham with some space. BigUps to possibly make it 2-0. This is just excellent moves. My word, that was patience.
That was a nice goal.
After patience, BigUps timing it green and making it work. That was some beautiful stuff from BigUps to double his lead. Now, Dubai, in situations like those, because when BigUps was attacking, I felt like he could have shot the ball with Bellingham. But I think that's what separates the good players from the great players, the composure.
He was waiting for Drizzy to like shift a bit, right? And you see, like the way the play was going, you could see Drizzy was shaking a bit because attack now no shit.
Charlie Blind and swing the dialects inside for you people. What do you guys make of the second goal that just went in? We are 15 minutes away from BigUps possibly getting the first game and the first win under his belt, but Drizzy will have to turn up in this game really, really quickly. And I'm kind of siding with Dubai with the match fitness here. It looks rusty. Really, really rusty up front. And, you know, for Ultimate Battle, usually the person that wins game 1 is under a lot of pressure. So we'll see if he can definitely handle the pressure here. The pass into Liao. Space now opening for Drizzy, maybe to get something to go. Drogba trying as hard as possible to win it, but chance not going for him. Just huffing and puffing at the goal, and still no results for him. 10 minutes to go now. Clock is really ticking in BigUps' favor as you send a long run for Haaland. That's why you like to have the Norwegian up front. He can deal with all of those area plus balls. It's getting crazy out here now. BigUps making it 3. What a start. He means business, all right. BigUps. The after 6 man, I mean, that was just excellent timing from him. Going down the byline usually demands patience. And you having excellent time because once he was with the ball with Haaland, and there were a lot of players in the box, but just patience did it for him. And kudos to BigUps for having that out there. But you know what? There's this misconception about the players with the aerial plus play style like Erling Haaland. I've seen people play them at the center striking role where he's actually in the middle. But for BigUps, he's playing him on the wing. Where do you think is the best to play?
I think that's the best position for players like that because they will get a ball and head it down for the striker and just tap him, just like the goal happened.
Exactly. And a clear example was that goal from BigUps. In fact, 2 of those goals, because in the first one, we saw him cross the ball into Haaland, knocked it down into Mbappe, and he did get the space. And with the third goal, he sends the run of Erling Haaland. And when Haaland is on the run like that, you know that he's got the pace, he's got the strength as well to keep it. Speaking of Haaland, yeah, he could come again. I mean, BigUps he's just sizzling. He looks so good on the offensive end, looks calm, looks composed. And the after 6 man has got off to a flying start in this game. Maybe Drizzy to get a goal back for this one. So possibly to give him momentum going into game 2. Haaland will knock it down. Havertz, final moments in the game. Drizzy to make this one count. Cruz on the third. Didier Drogba just can't get it. Kudos to BigUps on an excellent defensive performance as you seal the win in the bag. What a performance. The after 6 man, the engine is revving. And for the Canvic man, it's all about bouncing back in game 2. But it might just be a difficult one for him. Game 1 comes to a close 3-0. Before we go for the break, I'd like to remind you that prediction lines are open now. You can start predicting who's going to win game 2. If Drizzy is going to win 2-0, tell me Drizzy 2, BigUps 0. If BigUps is going to win 3-0, tell me BigUps 3, Drizzy 0, and you stand a chance of winning 20 Ghana cedis. After game 2, the call lines will be open so we can have discussions about the game and everything else, Esports FC or Ultimate Battle. We'll take a quick break, and of course, when we are back for health, we'll delve straight into game 2 and see what happens if Drizzy can get back into this one, or is BigUps going to take a 2-game lead.
You got one last chance to rethink this.
Think of the possibilities.
Surrounded by supporters. Let us begin.
The cruelest battles always happen in the most beautiful places. Not this time. When you're fighting for your life, nothing else matters. Until victory is won.
No jokes, no gimmicks, just combat.
You are under arrest, dirtbag.
Let's go crazy.
Welcome back from an electrifying game one in which Big Ups after 6 Esports dominant, winning that one 3-0. Quick reminder, prediction lines are open now. Before the first 15 minutes in the game, the predictions are valid. Tell me who you think is winning this one, and you can stand a chance to win 20 Ghana cedis for yourself. And also, the call lines will be open after this game so we can have conversations. The call line has been pinned in the stream chat. The call line is 050-7066-578, 050-7066-578. We'll start having conversations very soon, but during the breakouts, we need some interesting comments. You know what? Guys are going crazy in the chat, and Daka says, make Drizzy on braid. Maybe his form will come back. Because they sport form. Hey. Guys are going crazy. Interesting. Someone also made a very, very interesting comment. Says, goes to show, what if Big Ups went to Sweden for the Esports World Cup qualifiers? Oh, that would have definitely been interesting. It would have definitely been so good to watch as Big Ups could have had his first goal of the game. That's an excellent start from him again. These starts are always going to give him the added advantage in this one. Corner kick situation, they are always deadly. Ruba, tell me, as compared to other FIFAs, do you think this year's FIFA, this year's Esports FC, their corner routine is overpowered as compared to the others?
It's because of the area plus.
It kind of feels like every single corner situation, you have to be very careful what your opponent can do. Davis, if you just join, we are into game 2 of OG Drizzy versus Big Ups. Big Ups winning game 1 3-0. That's the first win in the bag, but he's got to win 2 more to become champion on Ultimate Battle here today. OG Drizzy in the all-white kit, kicking from right to left on Big Ups in the all-blue from left to right in this one. Cruz for Big Ups. From left to right in this one. Hey, I can't be saying the search match. Say next week at the search match. Make everybody interested. Write letter, then we can play on Friday on Ultimate Battle. Hey, the OG guy Kobe himself saying he's coming back for this one. It should be interesting who has the guts to challenge him. I know maybe he isn't in the form that possibly a few years back where he had a fear factor. Right now, maybe it's dipped a bit, but hey, guy, Kobe still guy Kobe, and every single time you play him, you've got to be careful of what that guy can do. But hey, if you're ready to challenge guy Kobe, throwing it out there next week, you could feature on Ultimate Battle. Meanwhile, yes, Big Ups would love to happen to Haaland again. Well, Drizzy just finding it difficult to deal with these, and we need to settle quickly. For Ultimate Battle, it looks like you have a lot of games, but time could just run past you and you wouldn't even notice. Big Ups, winning it high up the field, you've got to give him credit for doing that. You also come in, Peter Check, come and clean really, really well. It's very, very good move from him to come back with that. I mean, the crosses are working so much that goalkeepers sometimes you kind of forget about them, but it's why we are reminded that they are always the last line of defense. They are always the last line of defense. So if you can get to control your goalkeeper and then get him to come out early, come and clean crosses, you've got the added advantage. And kudos to Drizzy for getting that one out early and preventing that possible goal scoring opportunity for Big Ups. Carlos Alberto into Davis. I mean, I like his fullback playing as well. Carlos Alberto and then Alfonso Davis, not a bad one at all. But look at how closely Big Ups is making it tight for OG Drizzy to pass out of the press. How difficult is it to be the press next to him?
Really, really difficult. You see, you need to keep your composure, be composed, and you need to keep your cool. And I think that's what Drizzy is lacking at the moment.
25 minutes gone. Prediction lines have definitely ended. Let me get into a few of them. The senior man Vespa himself says Drizzy is going to win this one 4-1. Well, that's a hefty one. He'll lift it up for Carlos Alberto from one fullback to another. Could this be Drizzy's first goal in the battle today? Alonso taking his time to find the space. I mean, we speak about how great and how normal recycling the ball can be. But you know what? It's the most essential part of attacking. And if you've not got that in your locker, you could always find trouble. If you are the person who likes to rush attacks a lot of times, you could definitely be in a lot of trouble because you become so predictable. Also, coming for Erling Haaland, That's it back into Mbappe. There's a space now for him to possibly execute. And I saw a red time. Was that a cancel shot red time? Because it was very, very. I don't know what BigUps was trying to do there, but it almost worked actually. You know what? This is where we'll have to go into the tree dialect and say sometimes the intones they feel work. Because they're trying to do something else comes up for you, and they actually beats the defender. It almost worked out for the after 6 months. 30 minutes gone, and this one scoreline stays at 0-0. Very similar to how the first half in game 1 was. Quadrado into right, some space for Drizzy now. We left it into Davies. I like what I'm seeing now. Has some space to open up for him. Just to stoic with the effort. Well defended. BigUps staying resolute, staying robust at the back. That's what you'd expect from a player of his caliber. I mean, for BigUps coming onto the scene and just dominating. You know what? I've always wanted to have this conversation with him and ask him which year does he feel like he was at his best. Because you know what? In FIFA 22, he was extremely dominant. He really did well in 22. And then even went one step further in 23. And then, of course, 21 as well as breakout season. So there were all so many good years for him. Hopefully, I get to speak to him and then ask him which FIFA was his best. But every single year, we have him win the tournament after tournament after tournament. I think it's probably only this year where we haven't seen him actually win tournaments. And you know what? I can't blame him because it's been a dull year within the Esports FCC because there haven't been too many tournaments for him to participate in. But hopefully, now that he's joined after 6, we'll see him play in the tournaments that we are hoping to see him in. Zanetti. But hopefully, now that he's joined after 6, we'll see him play in the tournaments. They'll try to find Mbappe with the pass, but good defending and covering from OG Drizzy. There's also one thing I've realized from Drizzy, cutting out the spaces for the passes has been very, very key for him to prevent BigUps from scoring in this game. He's really, really done well with closing down the spaces and getting this first half to be 0-0. How different is this first half from the first half in game 1? In OG Drizzy's perspective, do you think the defense has improved for him?
Yes, it has. And I think for this match, he's really kept his shape right. The defense. He's not moving the players out of position, and BigUps is not getting enough space to save the ball.
You know what? I was speaking of BigUps' transition and the way he's grown into the Esports FCC, man. It seems like Kobe agrees with me. He says, "Nah, Charlie, I'm really proud of BigUps. Bro really came a long way. The way that this guy sharper, way he can't reach this level. Kudos, bro." I couldn't agree anymore with Guy Kobe's statements, right? Because I saw the come up and I saw the grind that went into him becoming who he is now. So kudos to BigUps and everybody who helped him get to this place. And I just hope he can keep going on and getting to the levels that we all know that he's got the potential to reach. Cruz for BigUps. And look how deadly he can be when he gets in these areas. Bellingham with a great chance. R9 comes off the post. That was so well worked. And I'm just so surprised that R9 of all people missed that.
Chance, yeah.
How did he not find the finish? He worked it out so well. And he just couldn't find the back of the net. R9 Ronaldo. Usually when it's in situations like those, you know it's a no-brainer. You know it's always going to find a way into the back of the net. BigUps coming so close to getting the lead in this game. Well, seems like some space had opened for Drizzy, but the pass came a bit too early, and that one will be ruled out for offside. 50 minutes gone in the game, and for all those who predicted that this one was going to be a high-scoring one, I think you have to start changing your minds up till now. But you know what? It could change at any point in time. Have it. Carlos Alberto now for Drizzy. Van Dijk. Look how high Alphonso Davies is on the left flank, Duba. Does that tell you or give you an idea that Drizzy wants this win?
Yeah,
because
he wants it.
Getting your fullbacks that high can be risky sometimes.
Yeah, it can. But you see, for the first match, Drizzy lost, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he was playing a conservative game, and he still lost. So he needs to give his all and try to back this win. So I think that's why his fullbacks are way up.
They are really high, and you know what? the intent from him is really, really good, but it's got to also be very, very wary of BigUps' flanks. And you know what? Speaking of fullbacks being high, there is BigUps also sending the runners up front as Havertz will now get it. BigUps hoping to open some of the spaces in there, but that one just dribbles out of play. Some XXS slide, but last time you bring Langard, today you bring Chef. Why? Hey, who be the Langard, who be the Chef? Haaland with a great pass, space opening up for OG Drizzy. This could be a huge goal now. You know what? If somebody scores now, it could possibly end up winning the game because it's been so tight and cagey. Havertz, Stoichkov being rushed into it, and BigUps will win it back. Havertz on a turn out for BigUps. You know what? Haaland was the star of the show in game 1 for BigUps, but he's gone really quiet in game 2. We haven't seen those lofted passes from BigUps that was creating the spaces and the chances for him. And kudos to OG Drizzy for doing that as well. I think he's done that extremely well as the man of the moment now, Erling Haaland with a 10. Andrea Pirlo, also another interesting choice in midfield. Bellingham, great pass to R9. You know what? Credit to OG Drizzy, but it seemed like that was an illegal tackle. And on the edge of the area, free kicks this year, they're like penalties in my opinion. They could score at any time, and he's got a master craftsman behind it. Andrea Pirlo to possibly give his first goal.
Damn.
And just as predicted, BigUps will use the opportunity and open the scoring. But if we had to give you a free kick and a penalty, which one will you choose on FC24?
I beg. I'll go take penalty.
Let me know in the chat. Are you more comfortable with scoring from free kicks or penalties? And you know, the free kick was just so close to the 18 box. I felt like it was going to go in. They are just so difficult to stop. And the goalkeeper was right there. But when you've got a free kick specialist like Andrea Pirlo and someone who's grinded the game for a very long time in BigUps, knows how to deal with those set pieces, you know it could end in one result and one result only. Open space now for Drizzy. That was so well worked. Turns out to be offside, but credit to him. That was a really good move to watch. We are 15 minutes away from BigUps possibly sealing another win in this one. What a game this one has turned out to be so far. It's been tight. It's been competitive. Both defenses have been on top, and BigUps just needed a few chances from the set piece, able to open the scoring in this one. Mbappe, with all of the pace in the world. Stoichkov into Toni Kroos with some space. You know, I like the midfield balance because he's got Toni Kroos, Andrea Pirlo, and Jude Bellingham in that midfield. They've all got. Toni Kroos has got a lot of course, play style passes. He's got the ping pass. Bellingham can play both on offense and on defense. I think it's the perfect balance in midfield for BigUps. And the squad is really looking nice for him. Remember that for the requirements, it's opened up to everybody. Well, that's a very long time I've seen the Trivela. Yeah. In your opinion, should guys be trying the Trivela?
I think it's net, right? Yeah.
So he shouldn't try it at all?
This is sometimes it might work, but who knows? Just try your luck. If you fall, then you fall, Charlie.
7 minutes to go, and what has been a very tight one with BigUps having that slender lead almost working out for him. As Stoichkov will win a high up the field, I'm expecting an aggressive press from Drizzy now. Has man up front. Davies, the Canvic man, hoping to level this one and take us to extra time. Alonso, great switch of play now to find Carlos Alberto. Look at the man in the box, fighting Haaland. Great turn, possibly the comeback situation, but the Italian Bonucci in the way. 3 minutes to go. BigUps. 1 win away now. 1 win away from possibly sealing the series. And look at him, he's possibly going to take time off the clock. Bastoni running away with it. And I mean, Drizzy will try to send everybody after the ball. But the position in which BigUps is in now is very advantageous for him. Bastoni turning the pass into Zanetti. A minute to go. Switch things up as BigUps. Barely minutes away now. Getting a well-grinded win. You know what? He had to grind through this one.
This game was really tough.
Really tight. You know what? Yeah. It was very tight. And kudos for BigUps for staying in this one. And sometimes you have games like this where chances come very, very few, but the ones that do come, you've got to make good use of them. And kudos to him as we watch the free kick on the replay. Before we go for the break, I remind you guys that the call lines are open now. The call lines are open now. So the WhatsApp call line is 050-7066-578. You could call me after the break. We'll have a conversation. We'll have a nice conversation about what you've seen and an ultimate battle as well. We'll go for the break as BigUps takes a 2-game lead in the series. How's the third one going to go?
You got one last chance to rethink this.
Think of the possibilities.
Surrounded by supporters. Let us begin.
The cruelest battles always happen in the most beautiful places. Not this time. When you're fighting for your life, nothing else matters. Until victory is won.
No jokes, no gimmicks, just combat.
You are under arrest, dirtbag.
Let's go crazy.
As it stands, BigUps up 2-0. We have our first caller on the line. Kindly tell me your name and where you're calling from.
Okay, I'm Nana Kwame. I'm from Castle.
Oh, great to hear from you, Nana Kwame. What have you made of the first 2 games so far?
Okay, this be the first time I see no like TV viewers come on the show. Sir. You mean say like this not everything like the hype and everything. Ah, big as the power. This is like I feel confident, but how you know if the thing they get some wrong. But I'm not saying how how if you say game game.
Nana Kwame, it seems like your line is breaking up a bit. We can't really clearly hear you. But what I made from what you were saying was you were impressed with how BigUps was playing. Before we
Yeah.
leave you, because there's another caller on the line, what's your score prediction for game 3? Do you think BigUps seals the deal?
No, game OG for win.
OG
It's
for
a
winning.
maximum game for me. So like,
Yeah, OG's hearing you right now, and I'm sure you try his best to make you proud. Do you have any final words for us before we move on to the next caller?
Okay, I'm enjoying the game so far. So like this game, I'm waiting for OG. So I need to split for me.
Yeah, we hope Drizzy can also do that for you. Thanks for calling us, Nana Kwame. It was nice speaking to you. On to our next caller for the day.
Yeah.
Reminder that this is Ultimate Battle. If you are here for the very first time, we're an esports streaming platform from Ghana. You could subscribe to the channel and you will be amazed with all of the esports action that we've got for you. Let's get on to the next caller now.
Yeah.
All right. Big man, what's your name and where are you calling from?
Yeah, good evening. Sorry,
Yeah,
I'm
good evening.
careful. I'll be back.
Brad Jeff, and you're calling from where? I didn't quite catch that, but Brad Jeff, what do you make of OG Drizzy's poor start in the first 2 games? Why do you think he lost the first 2?
Oh, Charlie, being now we do sometimes for relax then Charlie. Play what you know able to play. Yeah. Yeah, the passes to be too much. If I start executing, then I finish it.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you. It seems like he's rusty in front of goal. He's got to calm down
Yeah,
a little bit more. Do you have any message for him going into game 2? Because it's do or die time now.
yeah, Charlie, you just for relaxing that. And Charlie, if I do what if I do, then the next thing. Because very speed things there will start. So you make it just do what you go do, then you get a win.
He's put himself in a very, very tough position so far. But
Yeah.
all right, all right. Do you have any final words before we move on to the next caller?
Oh, not really. But then for your man. Yeah, so.
Seems like all of the callers are hoping for Drizzy to get one win. And you know what? The Canvic man is listening to you. I'm sure he'll try his best to do you proud. Thanks for speaking to us, Brad Jeff. We appreciate
Big
you
ups,
very
big
much.
ups. I don't make it tell big ups to make it to relax with your man.
Hey, big ups. Then say relax with your man. Oh.
Yeah, the
Okay.
player locks is too much.
All right, Brad Jeff. The other people in the lobby also want to get onto the call segment. Let's move on to the next call.
Okay.
Thank you, Brad Jeff. What a series this one has been. I mean, BigUps getting the comfortable win in game 1, but Drizzy definitely made it a tough one for him in game 2. It came late. He was able to hold on to it. We get on to the next caller now. Where are you calling from and what's your name?
My name is Albert and I'm calling from Teshi.
All right, Albert from Teshi. Thanks for joining us. What do you make of the first 2 games? Did you enjoy what you saw?
I enjoy the game, but I think say Drizzy dey overthink him too much. He's doing very well, but he dey overthink him too much because you see, big stuff is being direct with his attack, but although he's attacking, but he wants to keep the ball too much. I think he has to release the ball and make the runs.
Wow. It says Drizzy is overthinking things too much. Wow. That's not the very first time we are hearing it today. I hope Drizzy takes that advice and hopefully he gets the win in game 3. But difficult one for him. But you know what? These 2 players, they are some of the best players we've got in the country. And watching them too,
Yeah.
do you feel like we've got what it takes to groom them into becoming some of the best in the world?
Oh, for sure. You see, it's all depends on the exposure and the tournaments that they play. Because you see, Labs 2 is also playing his game and this also not he's also doing well because you see the what qualifiers that he went to play and everything and he's doing well for himself. So what it takes right now is if you play a lot of games, I mean online tournaments and play outside players so that they get the
Excellent. Before we leave, you kindly give us your prediction for game 3. Who do you think is winning that one?
I'm a BigUps fan, so I'm going for BigUps 3-0.
Wow. The first caller to back BigUps, saying BigUps will go for the sweep. All right, thanks for joining us. We'll take our final caller for this round and we'll see what he's got to say. Thanks for joining us. All right. Kindly tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Mighty.
Mighty.
Introduction.
Oh, I'm not catching the name.
And I'm calling from. I'm
calling from. Our senior man Vespa himself. Senior man.
They enjoy the stream. Are really active. Charlie, big ups to the whole production crew and yourself, bro. You killing it. I don't want to ask you if it's the same reason we go dream then like
same Drizzy, maybe different hair, but same Drizzy in the flesh.
And where the 99 demons from Canvic? remember how things are.
The 99 team must be like they sleep. Hopefully they're resurrecting game 3 because where they right now, there's a lot of problems. But you know what? Now that we've got Vespa on the line, I've also got to ask him. I know you've been in the esports scene in Ghana for a very long time. You've seen the growth of some of these guys. What do you make of BigUps' growth now to this level?
Yeah, I was just about touching on that. I'm really proud of BigUps. Henry has been one guy who has held his shoulder high in this industry, in this community. And this year, not really being one of his best, he came up with a few controversies right there. I really respect that he's held his head really high and putting in this performance. So I really hope that he can really reach the ultimate level of gaming in Ghana, Africa, and the world. Yeah.
That's big words from Vespa himself, and he's also proud of BigUps. Thank you, Vespa. We've got to get on to game 3 now. The players are ready. Enjoy the action.
All right, let's go. I'm still on the stream, boy.
All right. Well, there we have it. Duba, it seems like all of the callers, in fact, we had 4 callers on the day, and it seems like 3 of them were battling with you. Who are you putting your money on to win game 3?
I think in game 2, I saw a better Drizzy. Right, he had decent chances, but just that he couldn't convert the chances. So I'm betting my money on him. I think this game he will come in hard and back the win.
Well, the OG Drizzy fans are looking to respond. Will the man himself show us why we rate him highly? Because you know what, we do rate him highly in the country. I remember, Drizzy has been someone that I've been hearing of in the scene in the country, and the very first time, or the very first 3 times that I saw him in action, the very first time, honestly, I was not impressed on that first attempt. In the second one, he had the chance to impress me, and my word, he did. He won that tournament. I think it was at the Accra Mall, the very first Accra Esports Week Ultimate Team Edition, and he won. He beat everybody to become champion, and that's where he won me over, because he had a lot of people raving about him. But this is where you have to impress every single person watching the live stream. It's time for Drizzy to do battle. It's BigUps going to sweep the series. It's been a long while since we saw a sweep in the series. That's the after 6 man having him to put out another masterclass. First 2 games in favor of BigUps. 3rd game, here we go. Prediction lines are still open. Tell me who you think is going to win this one. It's going to be valid for the very first 15 minutes of the game. BigUps still rocking the blue kit, which has done all of the magic for him and helped him to get all those 2 wins. And Drizzy still in the white kit. Nothing has changed now. If you just run us across, will come in. Looking to get to Haaland early, getting to the marksman early, and then settling down the nerves. Duba, we've all been in situations where possibly, even if in champs or in other games where you're probably down by a goal and you need a win.
Yeah.
What do you do? Do you feel like Drizzy should still keep playing the way he was doing, or you switch up something, whether formation or personnel?
No, I think the way he was playing in game 2, he should just keep that gameplay. Yeah, because in game 2, he kept like BigUps from getting a lot of chances, but just that EA Sports, we know did that.
Drogba, heavy touch from the Ivorian as BigUps will win it back. That's one part that we've got to credit BigUps with. Every single time the ball gets into the big man up front, it causes problems for Drizzy. And I want your opinion on this one, Duba, as well. We know aerial plus playstyle is the meta, and I did speak to faculty the last time I was with him about having 2 of those aerial plus playstyle players in your attack. What do you make of that? Because Drizzy has got Haaland and Didier Drogba up front, as Mbappe will get it, and then to open it up.
That was a nice keep up.
BigUps just carving through it, surgical from the after 6 man, and he almost made it work. Yeah, so are you a fan of having those 2 up top?
That's the meta slide. But
don't you feel like they are too heavy that you've got to have one flair and then one area play style plus guy, like the way BigUps is doing? BigUps has got Haaland and then R9.
At this time of the game, even though the players are 6'4", 6'5", they still have a little bit of flair. So they're spoiling it. Say you get 2 tall men for the front.
And the reason why I even got to that question was we saw an opportunity with Didier Drogba, and many times in the game it seems like he's slower to turn than the likes of R9, so maybe has slowed down OG Drizzy stuff up front. But hey, if it's a matter of the game, then who are you not to also be the Haaland with the chance? It's the corner kick we were dreading of all game long. You knew in this series they had to score from one. They after 6, man. He's on fire right now. Erling Haaland, look at the leap on that one. The TOTY item is just crazy. Out of all of the Real Plus playstyle strikers, which one do you fear the most?
Haaland, of course, Charlie.
So you're Haaland over Drogba.
Oh yeah, I
Haaland
think.
over Solot.
Yeah.
Haaland over Darwin.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Over everybody.
Everybody.
Haaland.
Haaland, the menace up front, gets big ups up by a goal, and he's on the verge of sweeping the series. Wow. When we put out the fixture on our socials, everybody said, no one single person said big ups will sweep the series. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I didn't hear one person say big ups will sweep the series. Everybody said we'll probably go to a game 4 or a game 5. And you know what? There were lots of people saying we'll go to game 5, but that's not how things are turning out right here, right now. There's a reason why the after 6 team got their hands on this man. There's a reason why he's the most dominant player in the scene so far. And he's up by a goal to nil in the most crucial game of the day. It's do or die time now for Drizzy. We haven't seen him really put things together on the offensive end. And look at, you know what? One aspect of BigUps' game from, I think, the iteration of the game in 2022 and 2023 was he now knew how to manage games. Because back then, you will see BigUps leading in the 80th minute and you still find a way to concede and go to extra time and possibly lose the game. But now, when BigUps is leading by a goal to 0 or 2, you know he has the capability of going all the way with it and then sealing all of the win in the back as you get the 10. We haven't seen too much stepovers in this game as R9 will get it. Haaland on the 10. Mbappe in another dangerous area. Look how great he recycles it. Kick it from left to right. It's just opening things up for him. The quick step to just baits Drizzy into committing into a tackle. Some of the tactical stuff we are seeing here is elite. And that's why I call them the creme de la creme. Look of the patience that BigUps has got him to be worthy. Signed, sealed, delivered. From the after 6, freshly new signed athlete, BigUps. In form, on the score sheet again. That was something new I saw from Erling Haaland. It looked like a volley with his weaker foot.
Yeah.
How many times do we see that in the game?
No, not so many times. I think that was a really nice goal from BigUps. Like, OG Drizzy wasn't moving his players like out of position, but he still kept the possession and he kept it going.
Charlie, Wonder Kid is wild in the comments. Wonder Kid say, you the PAs in the Anders all gets picture, you the collect sweep. Hey, kid, Charlie. 35 minutes gone, and BigUps look like he's unstoppable right now. Wow. What a start to game 3. What a start to game 3. And you couldn't have asked for anything better to put on to start the game for BigUps. And you know what? There was pressure on these two guys because for BigUps, he knows he can seal it with this win. And my word, he started with that intent. Havertz will get it now. And you hold on to it, possibly playing for the last 5 minutes in the game. In this series, what I've not seen too much is possibly skill moves. And someone called and said, BigUps is playing so direct right now. Look at it on the 10. And the close control dribbling is just immaculate from the after 6 man. We've seen control sprint dribbling from him. We've seen the simple just ball control that could get you out of a mess from him as well. He's done everything right so far. But Duba, skill moves, we know it's very, very essential. But someone called and said, BigUps is being so direct. Would you favor being direct over abusing skill moves at this point? BigUps again, what a save for Petr Cech. There's coming to be offside. What do you make of skill moves and playing direct?
I think playing direct gives you an advantage over your opponents, right? Because you get 2 chances. You know, say Charlie, you know, be now the go do ball, go do this. They should have the goal.
But speaking of skill moves, what would you say has been your favorite skill moves in this iteration of the game? Great 10 Liao. Every single time that seems like there's an opening for Drizzy, BigUps closes it down as the first half will come to an end with BigUps slightly up by 2-0. You know what? It's been crazy from him. So yeah, what did you say was your favorite skill move this year?
I think the Beba spin cancel.
Wow,
With the
you are the
5-star
very first
players.
person I'm hearing say that. Cause usually people say rest elastical or step overs.
I think that goes on the list too. Yeah.
You know what? For the Beba spin cancel, because it's a 4-star skill move, you have a lot more of players that can do it. But for the likes of Beba spin cancel is a 5-star skill move. I thought
I'm talking about the 5-star variation.
the
That's what I'm
5-star
saying.
variation
Yeah.
of it. Okay. Because I know there's one for the 4-star skillers and for the 5-star skillers as well. For the 5-star skillers as well. Wow. I've seen a pinned comment. Junior Montana says, Wonder Kid, bring all your Avengers. Wow. You know what? We could have an interesting stream for next week where we'll have Montana himself pick 2 players that he'd like to have on his team, where we'll have a 3v3 format, and then Wonder Kid also pick 2 players for that matchup, and that will be excellent for next week. Hopefully these 2 guys will agree to it. So I'm throwing the challenge out there. Wonder Kid, Montana says bring your Avengers. So the only challenge we have for you for next week Ultimate Battle is Wonder Kid, you have to pick 2 players and yourself. And Montana also picked 2 players and himself. 3v3 Ultimate Battle. We bring the showdown to you guys next week. That'll definitely be fun. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. And hopefully we hear from Wonder Kid and Montana for next week. That will just be so crazy. We hope it definitely comes on. Second half now begins. Big Ups up by 2. Drizzy just looks so slow on offense. Hasn't been able to get things together to go for him. And there he is trying to get something to go as the pass will come into Haaland. Hopefully the goal is able to spark something from him. Leo with the 10! Finally he's on the board. And could that be something that sparks life into this game for him? You know what? This is the first goal that OG Drizzy has scored in the whole of the series. Do you think it's a game-changing goal?
Yeah, I think it changes the course of the series.
It could be crazy now. Finally, Drizzy on the board. And we know that could do him a whole lot of good. That's possibly a momentum shifter. But with players like BigUps, they've been in this situation time and time again. We've been in this situation time and time again where he knows that his opponent is getting back into the game. And you find a way to be composed and seal the deal. Guy Kobe says, see how BigUps they lick him out. Hey. Wonder Kid says, Sly, stop the fanful. Commentators all be fanfulers, I beg. We don't be fanfulers for anywhere. We call it as we see it. Call it as we see it. Montana says, my Avengers, they forget to. Hey, Montana, this is your Avengers. You go feel list them for we. They need 2 names. So make we know of the Avengers, then make we know what the comment section they think about them. Montana says, BigUps know they play with. Wow, that's interesting. And I saw something on social media where there's a new trend now with players playing 100 depth. What do you make of that?
For real.
Like playing 100 depth and pushing everybody up front.
At the start of the game.
Serious high line.
I don't think I've seen that yet.
That's crazy. Darling Boy says he plays 0 with. Well, that's interesting. He definitely looks compact in the midfield, so maybe that's the reason why Drizzy is finding it very, very difficult to break it down. Zanetti will get the player lock in, and Drizzy, well, that was a weird clearance. Very, very weird one. As we'll head into the last 20 minutes of the game, like Kobe says, Simon, next week at the Camp Stream Top, we'd love to have you, OG. We'd love to have Guy Kobe on the stream to hear his thoughts as well. Remember that after this game and after the break, we'll get to hear from you guys. The call lines are still open, 050-7066-6578. You can come and then we'll have a beautiful conversation about what we've just seen. Drogba, will we see something dramatic from Drizzy? Can this go possibly create life into Drizzy's game? Alonso into Cruz. The great pass into Haaland, can't get it. As you get onto the post, Drogba! And just like Duba said, the first goal is a momentum shifter. And he's right back in it. Didier Drogba on the 10 with a brilliant finish. It's now well set up for a dramatic finale. 15 minutes to go of what could be nerve-wracking. You don't want to miss out. If you are here and you still haven't liked the stream, what are you doing? I'm seeing about 85 people watching live and only 12 likes. But people are the big. Hit on the like button, hit on the subscribe button if you haven't already. BigUps in a promising position with Mbappe. Holding on to it dearly. Oh, it seems like we've got confirmation. You know what? The reason why I kept quiet was my mind straight up went to the saying, silence is golden. And you know what? This goal is golden as well. Trivela outside the foot. Tony Kroos. Take a power, my friend. What a turn. The ball roll into the Trivela with Haaland on him. Beautiful. That's possibly like what the goal of the day so far.
Bro, that was a crazy goal.
I'm sure
That was a
a
crazy
lot of people in the chat will say Dubai is a fraud because you said we should stop playing Trivela. And
I didn't say stop. I said I was saying like try it, bro. If I think that's what BigUps did.
Wow, the after 6 man looks hell bent on sweeping the series. Cross will come in, Drizzy to get it back. No, Foden. Well, not possibly the best guy to get the latch on to with the header. Wonder Kid affirms what we were talking about. Says the match go happen. Montana and him boys versus me and my boys. We might have a 3v3 matchup that will be crazy next week. So definitely make sure to be here next week. We'll let you know all about it on our socials. Make sure you're following Ultimate Battle on TikTok, on X, and on Instagram so you do not miss out on the action that we've got coming for you next week. 5 minutes to go now. BigUps. Few minutes away now from sweeping the series. Something we never thought was going to happen today, but maybe he's got a different script to it. OG Drizzy. Foden on the 10. Some X says BigUps go collect Party and Kane take enter play province. He just won't make informer boss miss him. Hey. Wow, you know what? His former boss is watching directly. So maybe he's definitely missed it. But right now, he's after 6 man and he's making them proud. He's 1 minute away from sealing the deal. Mbappe, maybe a last goal to put the icing on the cake. BigUps says no. I'll take the win, my friend. Wow. Emphatic victory from the after 6 man. BigUps in form, in play, and what a performance that was. Duba, how impressed are you for these 3 games for BigUps with BigUps?
I think BigUps. The way BigUps in attack is very versatile before, like you see that the Trivela we see the last time. That was the second time we've seen the Trivela in the whole 3-game series. So
Wow. Exactly, and because we hadn't seen it the whole time, maybe Drizzy wasn't expecting it.
Yes, that's what I'm
So
saying.
it just came out of the blue, and with Haaland so close to him, it was crazy. Prediction lines are open. Call lines are open. We can have a chat about what we've seen in the series before we close the stream. But what an effort from BigUps. 3 straight games and making it count. The call lines are open. 050706657. Incredible stuff from the after 6 man to seal the victory. What a performance this was so far. You know what? He's made his new team proud, and I just hope he can keep going from here onwards. Start calling right now. You've got about 5 minutes to call before we end the stream. Let me get into the comments a bit. Tini says they are Brotre boys. Beat Drizzy, enter Ghana, make BigUps to the beat am song. We are seeing who. Hey, Charlie.
I didn't even fool.
Hey. These comments. These comments are crazy. Seems like we'll have some callers on the line. Thanks for calling us. And what's your name and where are you calling from? I can't get to you. The name and where you're calling from?
I'm calling
From Tema.
Yeah.
All right, Tagma, what do you make of the whole series? Incredible from game 1 to game 3.
I'm really proud of BigUps. Like, he has that you can from somewhere bad. Yeah, so, and I'm really
looking at all the things, he was very direct. He was not shooting balls like that. And I think OG was not really expecting Bigger to play like he did. And our advice is that next time when he plays someone, he didn't underestimate this one. I think that is what Potter did to the man. Well, yeah.
I like that insight into that one. It definitely shows you were watching from start to finish, and we say a big thank you. It's fans like you that we really admire, we really adore, and we really appreciate. But you know what? For Big Ups, in game two, it was a tight one because he won 1-0. Tell me what you saw in the final, I think 5 to 6 minutes in game three, because Big Ups scored a goal that possibly OG Drizzy wasn't expecting. Do you agree with me?
Yes. You see, sometimes when you are closer to winning a game, you don't really you feel like the game has ended and you don't really expect something. So I think because OG took advantage of this. That is why it ended like that. But still bigger part that one.
Excellent. Before we leave you, give us your last thoughts on maybe what you're expecting from next week Ultimate Battle, or if you've got thoughts on this game as well before we head on to our next caller.
Okay, so most of the time I really watch the game because I like the game, but I really listen to you slide because and they also they do this commentary thing it comes. So although I watch the game, still they listen the way you do your work, and I think that's
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much. And I hope you also keep pushing. And hopefully we have you on Ultimate Battle. Thanks for calling, Tagma. We'll move on to our next caller who's waiting on the line. Producer Alpha, we did next caller top. Please, in as much as you want to get your comments out there, please make sure to be extremely respectful, because these pros were respectful to each other. They played extremely well. They played their hearts out. It was competitive. And after that, we always preach fair play. And Big Ups and OG Drizzy demonstrated fair play here. So please be respectful in the comments as well. Next caller, kindly tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Oh,
Oh, Big Man Sam, Alpha.
yeah,
Charlie, what you see from your boy Big Ups? You been impressed with the 3 games?
Drizzy one last game, make it back. Extremely too short.
The stream be 2 shots. Hey.
Extremely too short. Extremely too short.
Well, but I know that you are someone who really roots for Big Ups. What do you think is that next step for him to possibly get to that next level?
Oh, right now they're gonna hear the finish here with that. So
wow,
expect he will find the bigger stage.
We're also hoping for that from Big Ups. Any final words, Sam?
Or maybe he continue to do what he do. Small, he will reach there.
All right.
But right now, anybody you want to play for me, he can. Big Ups don't tell him.
Hey, that's a big challenge. That's throwing all the support behind this smart Big Ups. Thank you, Sam, for watching. Hopefully, we see you next week.
Sure.
Yeah, that was Sam on board, just getting behind Big Ups, and it was lovely to watch his man in action. But that will be that. Well, it seems like we have a final caller on the line. We seem like we have a final caller on the line. Hey, boys, get this for the Manchester pool, eh? Boys, get this for the Manchester pool. Jacoby says, what? Simon, make you not close. Hey. Hey. Kobe, somebody in the back, Drizzy. No, you don't make it close. Crazy. But you know, kudos to both of the guys. They definitely made it entertaining and competitive. And this will also give a big shout out to everybody who was commenting, everybody who liked the stream. We appreciate every single one of you. We are not there without you guys. You guys were there from the Ultimate Battle come up till now. And we say a big thank you to every single one of you. We hope to see you guys next week as well. Ultimate Battle was brought to you by Game Analyst, Play Province, the VGA Esports Show, you bet Letty Arts, the Esports Association of Ghana, and everybody making this one happen. We say a big thank you. We really, really appreciate all the efforts, but that will be that. That will be the end of the stream, guys. It was lovely having you all. Until next week, we say stay safe. My name is Simon. We'll definitely be here next week, same time, for more of the enjoyable esports and gaming content. Ultimate Battle, we're out.
You got one last chance to rethink this.
Think of the possibilities.
Surrounded by supporters. Let us begin.
The cruelest battles always happen in the most beautiful places. Not this time. When you're fighting for your life, nothing else matters. Until victory is won.
No jokes, no gimmicks, just combat.
You are under arrest, dirtbag.